Yo, what up? This is Jeff Staple, and you are watching Taboo's Comics and Kicks.
Hola amigos, welcome to another edition of Taboo's Comics and Kicks. And Taboo's Comics and Kicks is synonymous for storytelling. And my guest today is definitely a storyteller and a genius in his own right. This man started as a graphic designer making t-shirts out of his own dorm. Never planned to become a sneaker legend, but he is. Had a podcast, or still has a podcast, not sure, called The Business of Hype.
Correct.
This man is synonymous for one of the most sought after sneakers, the Pigeon Dunk, Nike. He's worked with folks like New Balance, North Face, I mean, you name it, Puma, Timeless. I mean, the resume is deep, man. I can't say enough about this genius. I'm not going to do a long intro because I want to get into this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my brother, Jeff Staple.
Yo. Thanks for having me on.
Man, it's an honor.
Yes.
And I saw you at the gig that we did in Vegas for CES, and I was kind of having a fan moment because I'm not afraid to say when I see a legend as a sneakerhead, someone that has represented, you know, not only sneaker culture, but I love that you put it down for Asians. You know, I'm always a person that wants to represent the mosaic of different backgrounds in pop culture and sneaker culture. You know, Apple being a Filipino in the Black Eyed Peas, me being a Native American Mexican in Black Eyed Peas. We've all, and will.i.am as well, we've always loved celebrating, highlighting other nationalities.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to, you know, inspiring others to be designers and creatives.
Yeah.
I want to start with how your mission started getting into it. You were talking about Boys to Men being your muse for when you were in school,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about that, please.
So how did it start, you mean?
Yeah, how did it start? How did this journey of Jeff Staple?
Well, actually, can I start with, I want to double click on how we just met.
Okay.
Because we just met last month.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah.
And you said you were performing at Live, right? And this man came off the stage, went through the crowd, stepped into the VIP sofa area. I'm in VIP, I'm sitting like this. And you stand here, like on this surface, and you're just fucking rocking the crowd, man. And I just, as a fan, because I never met you, I was like, high five. And you gave me a great high five. I have it on camera.
Yeah.
I posted it, and then you were like DMing me, and you're like, yo, it was great to meet. And I was like, how did you even clock in that moment that was me? I just imagine that you're like so focused on the performance that you can't clock any person, place, or thing.
I am, but within the madness and the chaos and the disorder, when I see legends and icons that have inspired me, you best believe if I see Kobe Bryant in the audience, rest in peace, or Michael Jordan, or freaking P-Rod, or
it registers.
Walter Jones, or you best believe I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, I just had a moment with the cat that freaking reinvigorated the Nike Dunk.
Well, let me take you further back full circle.
Yeah.
Back in 1998, I was the art director of a magazine called the Fader magazine.
I remember Fader. Yeah, that was dope.
Do you remember your feature? There was a Black Eyed Peas feature. This is pre-Fergie, right?
Yeah, it was the
and
90s
I remember
version.
I laid out every single page of that magazine.
Dope.
Okay, so I remember laying out the BEP spread with you. Dope photo. I want to say maybe Jonathan Mannion took the photo shoot or something like that. But I just remember laying this, article out as like a young designer, and I was so enamored because of what you guys were doing. Right. And that was 98.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate
and we never met.
No.
And I only met Will last year. So I'm starting to like collaborate on some things with Will. So that's why I was at the CES Live show. And then I meet you, and now we're here. So this is like, I just want to tell all the youngins out there listening that like, if you just do you and you let the universe do its thing, like good shit like this happens.
And honestly, the laws of attraction, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in the fact that you put out good energy, you put out that good medicine, whether it's performing I Got a Feeling in Las Vegas and you see a legend and a person that had done Fader magazine in the 90s, but yet come full circle because of the influence and the inspiration that you have given me as a fan. And now to be able to have you here on my show, it's great to be able to reciprocate the flowers.
Yeah, yeah. And
so let's get a round of applause for that, bro.
Yes, the universe. Shout out the universe.
Universe.
Yeah. And by the way, my lady, who was born and bred Cali girl,
dope,
is like, she's gobsmacked that she can't be here to meet you because she's is an OG fan.
Oh,
man.
that's awesome.
But when she was like, you know, even when I posted that video, she's like, "Oh my God, you got the high five tab!" Like, I was like, "Yeah, it was dope." And then like a month later, I'm gonna be on his podcast. She's like, she just said, "Fuck
Full
you."
circle,
she
dude.
just said, "Fuck you, man."
That's awesome, man. That really means a lot to me because, you know, I made this.
But let me clarify. You've been on our radar. Him and I have talked about you.
We have.
I talked about the person that we talked about. I won't say the name, but I'd reached out about getting you a part of the ecosystem.
We have.
So it actually kind of came together.
Oh, okay. It was brewing. There was things
brewing,
working. Yeah.
But I think the correlation was really having a relationship that kind of, it happened organically.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed to see you that night and kind of get that energy of like, yo, I know, I see you, bro. That's why I'm high-fiving you because I know who you are, but I'm in my moment performing. So
the importance of in real life experiences still to this day with everything. You could DM people, you could go through management, publicists, blah, blah, blah. Sure, we could connect on a Zoom.
Correct.
But the moment of the high five, there's something about
made
that.
It real.
Yeah,
it made it real.
Weird. It's weird that no matter how technologically advanced we can become, breaking bread with someone, dapping somebody up, still goes light years more than anything we've ever developed.
Of course. Well, it's a primitive, what is it?
Primordial?
Primordial instinct that is so synonymous
caveman
with
shit.
Not primitive, primordial. So I was looking for the word. I didn't
we're
go
both
to
illiterate. Okay,
I didn't go to college. But,
we're both. Did you go to college at all?
No, bro.
Okay.
I became
Two-time
Black Eyed
college
Peas as a
dropout.
teenager.
No college at all.
Mateo went to college.
Yeah, he went to college. I did
we were
not.
like,
Jazzy went to college.
Primitive Modible.
See?
Yeah.
We're the degenerates. They're the
It's okay. I didn't go to
ones.
college, but I got 6 Grammys. It's okay.
Yeah, right.
But fast forward to the idea of just being able to meet someone that you're inspired by. And I've been a sneakerhead since I was a kid, you know, being part of the Jordan revolution from the 80s when he first came out with the ones, and then seeing the transition of, you know, all the evolution of Nike itself as a brand and all the other ones. I'm not going to say the other names because my loyalty is to the Jumpman. Shout out to everybody else, but
shout out the others.
You see it, you see what I rock. But the reality is you have been a stamp and a staple, pun intended, in our lives.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
So
it.
going back to my first initial question was
The beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it started for me. So here, I'm Chinese. Parents are immigrants. I'm an only child. So they came here with the specific purpose of we're going to have our first American in the entire clan.
Dope.
The first one that's going to go to a high school in America. The first one that's going to graduate college, which did not happen.
Are you an LA kid?
No, New York kid.
New York.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, we want to have him be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. They had the American dream of an Asian, right? And they landed in Jersey, actually, in the middle of nowhere. And it was all white kids all around me, right? Like, so my high school had 1,600 students in it, and I was one of 3 Asians.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Sounds
there was
like my
maybe
high school,
5
bro.
black kids.
Well, it sounds like my high school in
Really?
the sense of no. We had Asians and Mexicans. We didn't have a lot of black folks. And guess what? My crew was the only black kids in the school. So yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So, for me, race always played a big part of my life because in order to, as you know, in order to survive as an adolescent, when you are marginalized, is to kind of like assimilate and duck and cover.
Correct.
So I went through a big identity crisis when I was young where like, my grandma would make me dumplings for lunch and I would throw them away because I'm trying to find a PB&J to look cool.
Yeah.
Which is wild because today, if you brought dumplings into lunch in any school, you'd be the flyest kid in the world, right? And like when friends came over, my grandma would have a Buddha and incense burning, and I'd be like, "Put the Buddha away, my friends are coming over." And for me to like even think about that now is so
embarrassed
whack.
by your culture? Is that what it was? Yeah.
I think we all suffer from identity because we are born in the U.S., but we all, me being Native American and Mexican, I also struggle with like not fitting in, not being Native enough because I'm not from the res, not feeling like, because I'm not from Mexico, so my Spanish was messed up, kind of broken
you
Spanish.
Didn't fit in anywhere perfectly.
Yeah, so it was like always that like I'm unsure. I know I'm American, but I'm kind of insecure about my Spanish.
Yeah.
And so it really resonates.
Like my Chinese friends were like, "Man, you ain't Chinese enough," and then like my white friends are like, "What are you doing? Like, how do you say your last name?" Blah blah blah. So like, yeah, I always had trouble fitting in. But sports, as you mentioned, we're going back to like 80s.
Yeah.
We were both born in 75, same year. And so you think about like the 80s, we were like 5 to 10 years old. That era of sports was so instrumental. And, you know, every generation says they lived in the golden era of sports. And I sometimes check myself to be like, am I an old head by saying Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dominique Wilkins is the golden era?
Dream Team?
Yeah, but
that's
like,
our era.
But if you ask a 14-year-old today, they're like, no, it ain't.
LeBron James?
Today's era is the golden era. And
yeah.
I'm like, okay, child.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's also that rule of like the Kobe era, which I mean, bro, it's right there close.
Right there, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like 97
Durant.
to
2010. Yeah. It's like 15 years that Kobe kind of ran.
Because if you think about Kobe era, it was Kobe, Melo, Allen Iverson.
It was Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
It was the Celtics, KG, and those guys.
Yeah. But let me ask you this question. This evil question. Because you're LA native.
Yeah.
Kobe forever. But did Kobe and what he did with his Nike deal versus Michael and what he did with his Jordan deal, which one's greater to you?
Okay, so Jordan will always be before Nike was even established as a basketball freaking titan.
Yeah. Yep.
The fact that Michael Jordan's mom was able to see, hey, they're going to invest in you as the guy.
Facts. Change the game.
Change the game.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Unintended.
MJ was able to see, oh, you know what? I like Adidas, but I'm gonna follow my mom's lead. I think there's something here.
Yeah.
You can get that much bank, but the back end.
Yes.
The royalty.
Yeah.
And it blew up.
Yep. And so Kobe, you know, what's the saying? Like Michael crawled so that Kobe could walk in his footsteps.
And
right?
I love Kobe too, but the fact that he had to go through the 3 stripes to go to Nike.
He literally won't say another brand's name.
It was tough, bro, to see him in the 3 stripes because they were like weird shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Audi car shoes.
They were like taxi cab shoes, right?
You want to hear something cool? Kobe story about Adidas and something I have?
Yeah.
So I have, what was the bananas? That was his second signature deal?
Yeah, because he had the crazy 8s.
The crazy 8s and then the banana
boats. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the second iteration of his.
They were hard
I forget
too.
the name of them, but so after he left Adidas, he would never sign anything Adidas again. And I had these.
You mean signature? He wouldn't autograph anything.
He wouldn't autograph anything.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, think about it. His loyalty is now to Nike. He's like, fuck Adidas, right?
Yeah.
But I got him to sign a pair of those retros that I had sitting around.
How did you do that?
Wow. I'll tell you off.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But you somehow split through the Mamba mentality, the rules.
I did.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I did.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I'm gonna go MJ set the lay of the land so Kobe can be like, you know what? I'm not rocking with the 3 stripe. I'm actually gonna end up in this world over here with the check.
Okay, but if a Martian landed on Earth and saw MJ in his prime in the 3s and Kobe in his prime in his protros, which one is the Martian gonna say is more fly?
Space Jam, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mike.
It's gonna be Mike.
It's gonna be Mike.
You just said Martian, so I'm thinking Marvin the Martian, Space Jam.
He has no
Mike.
influence on anything in Earth. He just looks at it and he's like, that's the guy who has the swag.
Because even Kobe was rocking the 3s.
As much as I love Kobe too, Kobe's my favorite athlete of all time.
Yeah.
I'm smart enough to know that Michael Jordan shaped an entire culture.
Yeah, the whole category.
Yeah. And there would not be a Kobe Bryant without a Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of a Kobe Bryant, though. He himself would say that.
Yeah. Because Kobe knew the impact that MJ had on everybody from Allen Iverson to...
Yeah.
Even when Kobe gives his top 5, he doesn't include himself.
Mm-hmm.
He says MJ first, right?
Well, he says MJ, and he says Jerry West, and he says Kareem and Magic.
Yeah.
He doesn't say himself in his top 5.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So again, to answer your question, I'm gonna ride MJ, and it's not because I'm my loyalty, but also still to this day, the brand is still kicking ass.
Yeah,
it's still, you know what I mean? Like yes, in the NBA, I gotta say the Kobe silhouette is killing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
More than anybody else. Maybe Sabrina, maybe there's a couple other like.
I don't think Jordan's a good basketball shoe.
No, it's cool for culture.
But I'm saying it's not a comfortable shoe. Like we all wear them. I've got the 3s on. You've got the 3s. we wear them, but my toes be hurting.
No, I don't think anybody rocks Jordans unless they're like the new P's,
newest ones,
the like Rui Hachimura or
Luka signed a Jordan.
Luka. You know,
but to ball in, everybody says Kobe's have the most comfortable, the most
for sure.
and he brought the lows.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah,
but he also had the highs when his Achilles. Remember, he had those highs
on the back. Right.
Yep.
Remember, he designed the stitches.
So so I mean, going back to it, like just those athletes were the thing that I was really able to hold on to and aspire and really have some sort of like level talking point with the other kids in the school. You know, it was just like the commonality. And but they weren't into kicks. They were sports heads. You know, I was a sports head that was into the sneakers. And out of those 1,600 kids, there was only one other kid that was into sneakers like I was. That was it.
Right.
And so when I used to wear different sneakers into school then, people thought I was a weirdo for doing that. And I was ridiculed for my fashion sensibilities because I was wearing different sneakers. Going back to Boys to Men, I loved their style. Tucked in denim shirts, tie with a pattern on it, you know? And I would go to school like that. And I remember one time I got into a physical altercation over my outfit. So kids back then in Jersey were just like the Gap. That was it.
Right.
You know, they had no individual style.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they say most people are like sheep. We're like, if you go to any, you know, middle America, anywhere, you know, high school, you'll see 10 girls, 10 guys wearing the same thing from head to toe. And you don't want to be the one guy that looks different or individual. You know, you would get ridiculed for that. Nowadays, it's probably a little bit, but maybe not even. I was going to say maybe it's different nowadays in high school, middle school. Maybe there is more individualism where if you see 10 kids, they have 10 different outfits on.
Right.
But I don't think so. The white Air Force Ones, that we call them the Coachellas, like the ones that are just destroyed.
The dirty Coachellas.
Everyone's wearing those. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like aloe. All the girls got the aloe on. You know what I mean? True. Like, God forbid you come in looking different.
Yeah. That's dope that he brought the perspective from an East Coast point of view, because I got to say that when I watched a lot of the videos from East Coast artists, they were rocking the dope J's and the Nikes and
Timberlands
all these dope variety of sneakers. In LA, we saw the Cortez, we saw a couple threes.
Well, it was the Cortez. British Knights had a stronghold on the game.
Troop, Fila's.
Fila.
Like, for instance, did Patrick Ewing ever have a thing here?
A little bit.
Really? The Ewings?
A little bit.
Because the Ewings had a moment, of course.
But I would say what had a bigger moment, if you're talking about like basketball sneaker, would be the Reebok pumps.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Those
after D Brown, when he did the dunk and he was pumping. Yeah.
And then Rodman with the air out commercial where he threw the airs out. Yeah. Pump up and air out.
You know, it was dope because I think about that time period, and a lot of the beauty of sneaker culture was it hadn't become hype beast yet.
No, not at all.
It was just the essence of
you
like
can get it at retail.
Exactly.
There was only retail. You went to a Foot Locker or a Champ Sporting Goods to buy your sneakers. There was no Undefeated or like Culture Store.
Yeah.
You know,
remember Athlete's Foot?
Of course, I worked at Athlete's Foot,
you did?
bro. I got fired from Athlete's Foot for stealing sneakers.
For stealing sneakers?
Yes.
And now, dang, full circle.
Yes.
This was in high school?
Yeah. Yep. In a mall, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sneakers back then for most people, it was sporting goods equipment.
Yeah.
You buy a baseball glove, a bat, a glove. When your sneakers are destroyed, you go buy another pair. People didn't have more than 3 pairs of shoes in their collection. So if you had 10 shoes, you were weird. You were like, I mean, and the word sneakerhead hadn't been invented yet.
Correct, yeah.
But you were like, you know, kids would come over to my house and I'd have like 10 shoes lined up in my living room and they'd be like, "You're such a weirdo, dude."
If I got a quick question, I know you love sports and sneakers.
Yeah.
And I think it's give me your 5 favorite sports signature shoes in the 90s. Can we just jump into that real quick?
Yeah,
sure.
Because we're kind of in that zone right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe a good time to get because I'm thinking about Griffey with the swingman, and you know what I mean?
I think I'm older than you.
Well, a couple years. You're 4 years older than me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because mine is probably,
I'm thinking like high school, right? Like,
all right, Michael Chang, Reebok pumps. I mean, again, going
did
back
he have
to
a signature tennis shoe?
Yes.
Along with
did?
Andre Agassi.
It
Agassi's
had the
Agassi's
fuzzy
are dope.
basketball, a fuzzy tennis ball pump.
Yes, those are dope.
Those were his.
He was a fucking phenomenal
Beast.
tennis
I just
player.
saw his documentary.
I forget about him.
I didn't know there
30
was a
for
doc.
30.
Oh, 30 for 30. I got to watch
I
it.
forget about him. I'm so glad
He
you
was
brought
dope.
his name up.
Remember
was,
when he like cramped out and then beat Yvonne Lendl on clay?
that
He was a beast.
super dope.
He was
Yeah.
so good.
I remember he had thighs as thick as others' waists. Because,
Torsos.
And it was dope because he was in a predominantly white sport
yeah.
as an Asian
Yep.
kid. That
And,
was dope.
Yeah, not tall and not built, you know?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to go off the top because I have like so many shoes in my head.
Of course.
David Robinson pumps with the banana pump
Oh, I
external.
have those. Yeah.
Crazy.
In the back, right?
Yeah, and the box that it came in and
Mhm.
shit.
I have that.
You know?
It's like a freaking trash can. Right?
Yeah.
So you got Ben, you got the Admiral.
Yep. I mean, I already know what's 1 and 2, so I'm trying to think of what a good 3 is. I'm gonna put Kobe in 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 8s or
No,
Or-
the
we going Nike?
yeah. No, we're going Nike,
Okay,
not
cool.
the Adidas
Yeah.
one. But the high top actually.
Mm.
What was it called? It was
The ones that came to like here.
the ones that had a cutout in the heel here.
Hirachis, kind of.
It was a
like a
Hirachi.
Hirachi looking.
Yeah.
The
I feel-
2K4s, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Those were great. Because I always loved shoes that crossed over well from the court to the lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
2s, I mean, okay, I'll go non-MJ. Bo Jackson cross trainer with the strap
Were
over.
those the broken
The
bats?
Bo Jacksons.
Were those the broken bats?
Yeah.
well,
They
it's the-
came in
is it the same
orange, they
thing?
came in gray.
Yeah, the ones I'm
Yeah.
thinking about are those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
came in neon green,
Mhm.
gray,
Yeah.
and then they did an orange edition.
Orange one, yeah.
I do like the ones that came after, which are known as the medicine balls. It's like
Okay.
tan and violet,
Mhm.
but those are hell on my feet.
Yeah, they
They
hurt.
feel terrible.
I remember
yeah.
they hurt my
But
feet.
I think it's called the SC trainer was
Okay.
the Bo Jackson. And Bo Jackson was another one of those athletes that just like
Yeah.
never heard of, like just a, mythological
Exactly.
beast, you know what I mean? And then number 1, of course, is Michael, but the shoe that did it for me was actually the 3.
Me too.
Yeah, it wasn't the 1,
Mhm.
definitely wasn't the 2. No one fucked with the 2s.
We still don't.
Yeah. But the ones
good on
were
the 2s.
like, the ones were still Air Force One dunk-ish. It wasn't its own design vocabulary. When the 3s came out, that's when my jaw hit the floor. And I was
Shout out
just
to
like,
Tinker Hatfield.
absolutely. I mean, that's the first time that I thought made to think who created or designed the sneaker. Prior to that, you didn't hold up an Air Force One or a Dunk
No.
and think who designed this.
You did not.
Because those were still derivatives of a Chuck Taylor,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
This is a whole different invention, you know?
Crazy silhouette.
Yeah.
Who gets an honorable mention from you then?
Agassi, Air Tech
Ooh,
Challenge.
those are dope. Yeah. I
What
like
about
those.
you, Tab? Who gets an
Okay, so I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go backward like you
Okay.
did. 5. I'm gonna say. I really like the glove.
The GPs?
Gary Payton.
The ones
yeah,
that zipped
the
up?
one that
The
zip
zip,
up. I
yeah.
just liked how they kind of reminded me of ninja boots because they zipped up and they were
yeah.
like
Yeah.
cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
I heard they're
You couldn't
gonna
see the
re-release
laces.
Yeah.
I heard they're going to re-release
The
them.
glove. Yeah.
Yeah, the glove. So I like those. Those are my 5. 4. I like the Rodman because he was the first one to do the how Cactus Jack has
The
the
reverse
swoop,
swoosh.
the reverse swoosh.
Yeah.
I
Rodman
thought
had
Scottie Pippen did that first.
no, it was
Scottie?
Rodman.
Was Rodman? Okay.
Rodman. So that's 4.
Okay.
I'm going obscure because you went obscure,
Okay.
and, even though Bo Jackson and
Kids don't know who Bo Jackson is.
I know,
Kids
right?
Googling Bo Jackson
Yeah.
right now.
If Bo Jackson played in today's game, he'd rush for 9,000 yards a year.
yeah. 3. I'm gonna give you obscure
Uh-huh.
because they hurt my feet, but they looked really cool. The Kamikaze, Sean Kemp.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were kind of fresh. And I
Yeah.
know that Shaq wore those.
It's a Reebok. Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
Reebok,
yep.
2 will be, I'm going to go Kobe as well.
Which ones for you?
I'm going to go Grinches. I just
Mhm.
like,
What are those? The 6s?
6.
Six,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the Grinches. And then 1, I'm going to piggyback off you. Yeah,
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably because we're the same age and everything where it hit us in the same way, you know?
Mhm.
And that was the first shoe that like when I bought ones, I played ball in ones. I didn't care.
Oh,
Yeah, I played street
did
ball
they
in ones.
hurt your feet?
No, I mean there was nothing more technologically advanced at
Yeah.
that time, you know.
True.
But when I bought these, and you got to remember, like this is 88.
Yeah.
Okay. There is no sneakerhead. There is no resale. There's no collecting. Something innately in my head said, take care of these shoes.
Mhm.
Like, okay, so these are some ridiculous things I would do. Every night, I would take a toothpick and pop all the pebbles out from all of the
Yeah.
grooves. I would take a toothbrush, scrub the sides down, and then you know how the back plate, it used to like say Nike Air, and sometimes the paint job on the Nike Air, okay, so the white paint job on that would chip off, and you would see the black.
Yeah.
I would take black paint and white paint and reapply.
Yeah.
And no one told me to do this. It wasn't because it was, StockX or eBay said it would increase the value. This is just some design part of my head, which, by the way, I didn't even know designer was a career choice at this time. But something in my head was like, take care of these shoes, And the thing that made me a sneakerhead is I was in the 6th grade when these came out. And I remember the first day I got them, and I was going to wear them to school. I had my jeans the pin roll up with the slouchy socks so that you can see the whole shoe. You know
Michael
what I mean?
Jackson style,
yes,
huh?
exactly.
Yeah.
So I walked into 6th grade social studies class, Mr. Olson, and I was like maybe 10 minutes late for class. And when I walk in, all 30 kids looked at me, including Mr. Olson, because I walked in late. And they all went like that at the same time. 30 necks just went down. And I was like, I'm a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Like the power was
There was
just
an
like,
aha moment.
it was incredible.
Yeah. That's
like,
dope.
just what I had on my feet made people react intrinsically. They're just like,
yep.
And in their heads, you know what they said without even knowing it. What are those? Like they said it without even knowing the sentence.
But not
you know
trying
what I mean?
to dish you though.
No, but in a like, yo, what is
like
this? What's this vibration?
Yes, it was the black cements. The black cements did it. Yeah.
That's dope.
And that shoe, to this day, I look at that shoe and I'm just like, like that's the one. That's the grail.
I mean, I just remember, being an LA kid, I remember Eazy-E wearing those in one of his album covers.
Yeah.
What shoe?
The
Black
cement
threes.
threes.
Yeah.
Eazy-E, and Eazy-E was like the guy that found Will and Apple when they were at Band Clan before we became Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, I didn't know
Will and Apple were signed at 16 to Eazy Ruthless Records.
Oh my God.
And then when Eazy passed away, then Will and Apple had to reinvent, the name. And then they brought me in the fold, and then we became Black Eyed Peas in 95.
Were you already friends with them?
We've been best friends since we were 17.
Wow.
So we all came up together.
It's amazing.
It was the Filipino community embraced us first before we had any success because of Apple.
Yeah.
Apple came from the Philippines in 1989. Met Will. I met them at Ballistics, a club. It was a hip hop club in the 90s, and we just became best friends. And then fast forward 95, like we became Black Eyed Peas.
Do you remember a club named Unity?
I do. I used to love Unity.
So my wife now, she was like, man, I used to go to Unity all the time.
Unity. Your wife's Japanese?
Half Japanese, half Korean, yeah.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah. What was Unity like a lot of Japanese ones?
A lot of Japanese girls would go for the black guys.
Uh-oh.
Just to keep it a buck, bro. Just to be honest. At that time...
Jeff, just so you know, you weren't her first choice.
A lot of times the
I'm
Japanese...
going to have to do some fact checking when I get home tonight. So.
What were you...
what were you doing at Unity?
Yeah, I know why you talk about it so much.
Right.
Can you
I
stop?
miss those days, Jeff. What do you miss so much about? I don't know, but I miss those days.
I'm dead.
From now on, we don't talk about Unity.
Oh,
That's
man.
in your past.
Yo, okay, so 90s. 90s is a stamp for hip hop. It's a stamp for the rise of R&B and hip hop groups like TLC. TLC were rocking Hirachis in the video. And it was like an explosion of, now you're seeing your favorite artist, Kid and Play were rocking, Nikes and Jordans in their videos. What was the first artist that you saw on television, like a hip hop artist that you were like, yo, damn, I want to do that? Because like Run DMC said my Adidas, but I wasn't like, I want to go get my Adidas.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that.
Never felt that way.
Nah, I didn't feel like I'm going to go buy Adidas.
I'm just saying, I never felt
Be
that
honest.
way. Yeah.
The one that comes to my mind who's not a hip hop artist, but is definitely from the realm of hip hop is Spike Lee.
Okay.
That was the first
Do
one.
the right thing?
Yes. That whole, the moment when
Stepped on his fours
and everything. And like, he's wearing the Larry Bird jersey. Like it just said so much,
It's dope.
Yeah. And the way he was able to capture that was just so ill. But yeah, it's just like that moment is incredible. And then, back then too, it was also I think this was an advantage of me growing up in a white community is because I was seeing like skater kids and rock kids, punk rock kids, also wearing sneakers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so I had this whole melting pot of like, musically I was into black culture.
Yeah.
But I was friends with rockers, friends with skaters, you know, and nowadays, you know, this whole thing of like you see, you know, like Pharrell can't skate and Kanye wearing tight jeans and that whole mix. This is, again, I have to remind you, this is 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
When you went into a record store, you remember this. You remember going into a Tower Records or a Sam Goody. If you want rap music, you make a right. If you want rock music, you make a left. There was no mixing of culture or music yet.
Yep.
And that only happened in like the late 90s when black kids started listening to rock. White kids were rapping. Everyone was skating. You know, like that mixture started to happen later.
Were you into skate culture?
Yes.
Skater?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, New York was big for skate
Yeah,
culture.
exactly. Yeah.
You know,
Zoo York.
Zoo
you know,
York,
yeah.
Supreme
Of course,
Kids.
Supreme. You know, people and people forget that like they say Supreme now and they think Hypebeast, resale. Supreme's been around since 1994.
I just saw that documentary too.
Yeah.
Great documentary.
Yeah.
What was the kid's name that passed away from Kids, the movie
Harold
Kids?
Hunter. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a great time period. Okay, so we're talking about fun facts. I got some fun little questions.
And also, by the way, just to plug your title.
Okay.
But at the same time, I was crazy into comics too.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
So
Just to let you know.
that's a great segue. So I'm gonna ask you questions,
Okay.
and you give me. And I think you just answered it.
Okay.
Toys or comics?
Oh, toys or comics? Oh, fuck. Like if you put a gun to my 10-year-old self and said, we're going to burn one of these, your comic collection or toy collection, holy shit. I might just say like point the gun at my head and pull the trigger. Like
Okay.
I was obsessed
Damn, that was
with
dark.
both.
Okay. What toys were you rocking?
Thundercats.
Boom.
Really?
Yeah. Come on, bro. We're the same age. Go. Keep going.
I mean, Star Wars, G.I. Joes.
Voltron.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Robotech.
Robotech Macross? What?
Yes, dude. Come
Come on, son.
Yep. Come on, bro.
My dream is that I'm going to put it out in the universe. I want to do a Robotech Macross collaboration.
You could do it.
And you know
too.
what? Fucking 15 people will care, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I want to do it because people don't know about Lin Min May
Oh,
and my first crush.
bro, that shit is great. How about LJN WWF wrestlers?
No, I didn't really go into wrestling.
Okay, no
Yeah,
wrestling.
No wrestling.
How about we got to keep going. How about Mask? Remember Mask? They were like dudes that wore masks and they had these vehicles.
No, I didn't know that one.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would make displays of the toys. I would
Same.
like create little scenes and shit.
Yep.
And I would leave them up. I would just like leave these battle scenes. There was also one toy, I can't remember, that had magnetic feet. They were really dope. Like you could actually stick them onto the side of like a metal thing and they would like hang out. I forgot which one they were.
How about He-Man, Masters of the
Yes,
Universe?
absolutely. He-Man. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Skeletor and all that shit. Yeah.
Classic.
They're coming out with another He-Man.
They are. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I just
It
saw
looks
that.
very AI, I got to admit.
It looks very AI.
So I loved all, and then I loved the books too. And I was insane, again, for no reason, but I felt like when I got a comic book, I needed to get the Mylar bag. And then then I learned about acid-free backing. Why,
Yes.
then I got to like put a little tape on it. And then like, I just went obsessive, you know?
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Sesame Street or Muppets?
Sesame Street. We did a collab with Sesame Street. It's
Dope.
dope. Yeah.
A Benz or a Beamer?
Benz all the way.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's weird, right? Like nobody owns BMWs and Mercedes.
No, it's either or.
Yeah. Like some people might own Audi and Nike, but ain't nobody got
Mm-mm.
3 Benzes and 3 Mercedes.
I don't think I have anything Audi. I don't. I think I have one thing, and it's only because it was sent to me. So when LAFC did the collab with the Sambas,
Yeah.
Rich, do you know Rich over at?
Yeah,
out
Richard
to Rich.
Roscoe.
Yeah, he sent me a pair.
Uh-huh.
I've never worn them, but it was like a dope collab, and I love LAFC. They
How
treat
many
me very
Audis
well.
do you have?
I
0?
think that's. I think that's.
so,
You don't have that pair.
I did a video called East LA,
Yeah.
and I'm rocking LAFC gear, and all their stuff is Audi.
Yeah.
So I put a turquoise pin over the Adidas symbol.
You pulled a Jordan move where you draped
with
the flag
drape
over
the flag. Yeah, dude, I had to. I was like, oh.
Because he didn't want the champion logo to show.
Yeah.
Right?
So I recently, because I'm bi-coastal New York and LA, and my mom's, she lives in New Jersey. So I had 3 locations where I had all my shoes.
Yeah.
And I recently consolidated them into one location, which I will not name where they are. But because I did that, I was able to recount and reprocess all of my shoes.
How many pairs of shoes do you have, Jeff?
I stopped counting after 3,500.
Wait, say that again.
Can we get a round of applause? I know my wife's gonna hate this part, but
3,500.
hey, like, okay, we worked hard, ladies and gentlemen, and I get some people be like, "What? Yes, bro."
You have 3,000.
No, I used to have almost 1,000, but
But
not
we
where
do
you,
this.
not where he's at.
How big of a place do you need for
He just said a
3,500?
warehouse.
But
Storage.
I made this
The
place.
size of this building that we're in now?
No, because it's very organized. Maybe like the size of all
Can
of
I
the
show
original
you?
boxes.
Can I show you how I do it?
Yes.
I want to show you.
Wait, how do you do it?
I'm
Okay.
gonna show you.
This
I'm
is
gonna
a
show you
big
picture.
debate too, because I see some collectors throw away the OG box and put them into the plexi box.
Uh-huh.
I keep all the original boxes.
Oh, you're on some other styles.
I have a Polaroid, little Japanese Polaroid camera called a Fuji Cheki
Ooh.
that takes small Polaroids. Take a Polaroid, everyone, Polaroid on the front of them. Because when you have a wall of boxes,
Can you see
do it. So you throw away your OG boxes?
because I wear my shoes.
Yeah, so
I know,
Jeff,
but I
I do
can't-
too because I don't plan on selling them.
I don't plan on
Right.
and I wear everyone. I'm on stage. I'm rocking
Yeah.
the newest stuff.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people keep the boxes, want to resell at some
Oh,
point.
not me.
Yeah,
I keep it because the box is part of the design.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I want to wear my shoes, and the boxes would just clutter it up. And
Yeah.
I keep my
and
toys.
this is efficient. That's efficient. That
I
way.
keep my toys in the boxes, and I keep
Uh-huh.
them graded, and because I'm also a toy collector.
Okay.
So I've been collecting since maybe over 20 years,
Uh-huh.
and going to Japan, going to Taiwan, Taipei, going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Hong Kong, all these
Right.
amazing, beautiful spots where
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a rare one-on-one, that's a exclusive, that's a bespoke, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh wait, that's vintage, that's Migo toys. That I'm just going
Right.
ham on it.
We got to touch on the fact that you talked about countries just now.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that a lot of these obsessions, the best benefit is that it took us around the world.
Mhm.
Before we could Amazon one click
Yeah,
buy
of course.
everything. But like if you wanted a certain drop in Japan, you got to hop on a plane and go to
Correct.
Japan. And maybe I went to Japan to get this shoe or to get this toy, but then while there, I met all these people, discovered all this culture, and my mind expanded. Whereas if I wasn't obsessed with that thing, I would have been like, oh, it's too far. I'm not going to go to Japan
Yeah.
to do that thing, you know?
No, I feel that same thing because I got to meet someone who's also I think you know him too, Japanese brother. His name is Verbal from Teriyaki Boys.
Of course, the homie. Yeah.
That dude, I mean, him and his wife, what they built with the Ambush, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like the first time Black Eyed Peas went to Japan before Nigo became Nigo.
Mhm.
This was the guy for me that introduced me into that like
Wow.
subculture shopping,
That's dope.
you know, toys, and just like Verbal
That's dope.
will always be that like he was G Dragon before G Dragon.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's the humblest,
Humble.
nicest fucking dude in the world.
If you don't know him, ladies and gentlemen, you got to look up this guy named Verbal. His company's called Ambush. He does it with his wife.
Yoon.
Yoon. Shout out to Yoon and Verbal. And the group that he was in, or still is in, is called Teriyaki Boys.
Yep.
Pharrell produced a lot of their record.
Nigo
Nigo,
was the art director.
Yeah, art director.
Yeah. But you know, before Teriyaki Boys, he had a group called M-Flow,
I remember that.
which
yeah.
was like
Mhm.
pop,
Mhm.
massive,
Yeah.
massive group.
Correct.
Teriyaki Boys is like, in terms of revenue and sales, is nothing compared to M-Flow,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Verbal's the man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just taught me a lot about like thinking outside of Western and US and
Yeah.
going international with, you know, the fact that you can find exclusives that are specifically made in Japan
Yeah.
or, you know, tapping into the vintage. Dude, in Japan,
Vintage,
they're
yeah.
crazy with vintage
Yep.
collectibles.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm over 3,000. I've recently built a completely temperature control, waterproof, fireproof sort of like environment to house them all in. Cause I just think like these are my museum pieces. And maybe
correct.
one day, you know, MoMA, if you're watching, like maybe there is going to need to be a sneaker exhibition and you're going to need something in my collection that
Would you
only
ever
I
sell
have.
your collection?
Would I ever sell it? I like to say that there is a price for everything in this world.
I like that.
Okay,
I like that, Jeff.
So what would the price be? If someone said, you said, hey, give me a buy it now price.
Oh my
Probably in the
God.
bees, huh? It's
No.
got to be bees.
No, it wouldn't be
bees?
in the bees.
Couple
no.
hundred mil?
No. It'd be. I would do it for double digit M's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That
So
makes
if I
sense.
came to
Two-digit
you for
M's.
10 million, you'd be like, okay.
10 would be like, I'd really have to think about it. If you
Oof.
went to like
20 mil?
25 might be a yes.
Ooh.
25 mil.
Yeah.
Do you think you have the most valuable sneaker connection on earth owned by an individual person?
No, I don't want to say that because I don't buy into resale hype.
Yeah.
Whereas there's collectors out there that are just like,
But I'm saying you're talking about 25 mil. You got to have some valuable pieces in there.
I do have some valuable ones,
I
but
mean,
I have
his-
obscure shit.
Okay, so wait. So
No, I know.
stay on
but
that. Please. Let's go. Besides, we know your Pigeon Dunk is amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Did you
So
bring some of those for us today, by the way? I know I asked you about it.
On the text, by the way, I'm
By the
11 and a half.
give
But
me,
you remembered.
I did.
You remember.
Give me
Unfortunately, I don't live in the
Not
warehouse.
the shoe, but my thigh.
give me 5 obscure sneakers that
Uh-huh.
that resonate with you.
From that collection?
Whatever.
Oh my God.
Are like your holy grails?
Yeah,
maybe?
Holy Grail.
Your holy grails, I
Yeah.
guess,
Oh, the Holy Grails?
of your collection.
I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but I did 4 alone. So like, there's four dunks with pigeons on them. There's the OG pigeon dunk, the
Yep.
What the Dunk.
Yep.
There is the black pigeons. There is a black pigeon that we did with, there's a pigeon on one side and then fragment on the other side. And we only did 3 of them. One for me, one for Hiroshi, and one for my right hand, Nico. So there's 3 of those in the world.
Do you rock those, or they're just in as a
I
display
have
piece?
rocked those.
Okay.
I'm all about rocking my
Yeah, of
shoes
course.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And then there's the panda pigeons, which are also grails.
Oh,
you know?
so take out your
Okay,
anything you
Yeah,
got.
because
mine?
you have 4 that are already like.
Fuck. This is
Okay,
too-
let's do 3. 3.
Okay. I mean, I'm a nerd, man. Like, I like weird shit. Like,
Go
This
ahead.
is your
say it.
grails.
This
Yeah,
is your
give us
grail.
yours.
This is
It's
like-
your list.
I like the first. I don't know if you know what the Air Stab is. See, nobody
Air
knows what
Stab.
the Air Stab is.
What, maybe if I saw a picture.
It's a
of it.
running shoe, and it had a big air bubble, but then it had these knife marks. Google it right now. You'll see it.
Air
I've looked-
stab.
Yeah, Air Stab. Even the name is dope. Stab.
I gotta see it
Because
dude.
there's
Air
this
Stab.
effect that looks like they're stabbing through the
Okay.
the air pocket. I have the first one ever of those. Back to the Futures.
Always mags. Come
Yeah.
on, dude. Yeah.
So you have the mags.
Yes.
In what size?
Did you get
My
them
size.
when before the auction with Michael J. Fox, or did
Yeah,
you get them?
I got them before that. Yeah.
Okay. So they weren't as expensive as they
No,
are now.
not
Okay,
at all.
cool.
Yeah. Number 3. Damn. Let me think on that. I'll get back to you. Shoes are like, they're much more sentimental to me.
Yeah.
Like I have, like, because of the business that I'm in, I'm friends with a lot of footwear designers
Yeah.
and creators, right? So like there's a lot of gifting back and forth. And so to me, sometimes like, when someone gives you a shoe or something like that, and there's like a Post-it with your name on it, or they write on a little
Something,
note
yeah.
card, something inside, that means as much to me as the actual shoe.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
I
totally
leave the
agree.
Post-it on. Decades later, the
Yeah.
Post-it is still
Yeah.
on.
Like when Dom is giving me stuff.
Yeah.
It says my name on there for Brian Amlani.
Yeah.
And it's still sitting in my thing.
Well,
Right.
like for me, like yes, I have like the typical Red Octobers or the Solars, which is cool, right? But for me, the one that stands out that has the emotional value
Yeah.
and the sentimental value is Tinker Hatfield gave me some Oregon Dunk. Oregon Jordan
Jordans.
10s, and he signed it and he
Yeah.
put this beautiful like drawing on it, and it was from Tinker.
Uh-huh.
And so it being signed from my friend Tinker Hatfield, who's probably going down as one of like
The goat.
I consider him like Walt Disney, Jim Henson, in that realm,
Yeah.
Stanley
Yep.
of design.
Yeah.
My preference, because I know there's a lot of great designers like yourself and Jason Maiden and Leo and all these great designers that are influential. But for me, Tinker Hatfield set the tone for me as a kid.
Absolutely. Probably
know.
for most footwear
Yeah.
designers in
Did
the
you
world.
get the Kobe's he did?
Who?
The Tinker Kobe's? He
I
did a
did not.
Kobe.
He did?
Yeah, I have them. They're fucking dope.
Yeah.
Quick question. For both of you, you go first, Jeff. A sneaker that you dislike but everybody else loves.
Any brand or a Nike?
Anything. Just a sneaker that got like super hyped up and you're like,
Where do I begin?
yeah. Okay, give us 3 then.
Shit. I mean, most sneakers out today, I don't understand. You know that Balenciaga shoe that was like a
anything
sock?
Balenciaga, I'm out.
The sock?
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah. Anything designer, I'm out. Gucci, Balenciaga, like I'm good.
All right, how about you? On designer shit, like luxury.
I'm going to go, like, you guys are probably going to, because even though my wife rocks them, I never got into the chunky Hokas. The big. I don't like those shoes. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I run in them." I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the aesthetics.
I feel like I'm getting to the age where I probably need them because my feet hurt all the time, but I don't think I could do it.
The maximal cushioning is not good, actually. Like in the beginning, it's great. It's like a mattress.
Right.
When you sit on a really soft mattress for 5 seconds, you're like, oh, this is so soft. And then you spend a night in it and you're like, this is bad.
My back. Right. Yeah. So I'm going to go Hokas for me.
Okay. All right. Let me do another one. There's so many. I mean, I feel like just open up Hypebeast Kicks and like most shoes, I'm just like.
A lot of people say pandas, huh? The panda Dunk.
But see, I like the pandas.
Yeah.
I think everybody wore them and kind of wore out the hype.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with the panda?
Exactly. I agree
it's a
with
black and white dunk.
They're a product of their own success. That's the only problem.
Right.
I'm just saying a lot of people say that too.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people who I think are the hype beast customers.
True.
Yeah.
We're like, well, everybody has them, so they suck now. I'm
Right.
like, it's a black and white dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another very popular shoe. I don't love like Sambas.
Jazzy.
Wow, everyone looked at you so quick. But Sambas on girls are dope.
Yeah, I agree.
Cute.
My
They're
daughter
cute for
has
girls.
Sambas.
Yeah.
They're dope.
Cute for girls. Yeah.
They're dope.
Cute for
They're
girls.
dope.
Yeah. I agree.
They're
you know
cool.
what's funny is how quick everyone looked at you. Like I didn't even finish the word.
Jeff, it's
I was
her
like
staple.
Samba. Everyone was like,
It's her staple.
oh, it's all you. It's all you
It's
wear.
your stamp. Yeah.
Okay. On that note, too. Again, there's hundreds, but the Puma Mastro Speed Cat thing, the driving shoe looking Puma,
Yeah.
Oh,
super successful. Proud of them. I'm happy for Puma that they got a win. But like, I don't know how can you wear those all the time? You know.
I got another one.
Okay.
I would say
This is who's not sponsoring the show,
Yeah.
by the way, next season.
well, we know we got Jordan online.
we got Jordan. I'm gonna have to go. I don't really like the mellows.
Me neither.
The mellows, those neon. You know what I'm talking about?
The Pumas?
The mellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're very like.
They're made for his consumer though.
Yeah.
Little kids.
Yeah. It's very like.
You know.
Yeah.
His fans are all in high school and like junior high school.
Yeah.
I get
Shout out to LaMelo because he's an LA
Yeah.
kid, but he just I don't know. I just
Yeah.
not my
Are you a New Balance head at all? Would you wear New Balance?
Tribe Called Quest said
Go ahead.
I wear a New
Pick
Balance
up your
sneaker
feet,
to
Mateo.
avoid the
Pick up
narrow
your
path.
feet.
I like some of the New Balance are cool though.
Yeah, they are cool.
And I know that you've rocked with New Balance for a
we've
while.
done 4 New Balances.
I think it's like Sambas for me. They're cute for girls. Like I buy them for my daughters.
New Balance?
Yeah, I buy them for
I
my
like
daughters.
New Balance.
Yeah.
They're cool.
but no, I like them
Yeah.
on men too.
Yeah.
Pause.
Whoa.
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 Shout out Steve Jobs, you know?
Yeah. Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I like that. The dunk, the pigeon. You did a stunt where you grabbed a
Oh
pair
my
and you
God.
threw it over
Okay. I haven't done an interview since that occurred.
Oh, you haven't?
No, so this will be the first time I speak on them.
Oh,
on
great.
any
Breaking news,
on
ladies
any
and gentlemen.
podcast.
I cut all of our mics. Floor is yours.
I deliberately remain silent on
Yeah.
them, but we can talk about it.
Yeah. Cool.
What would you like to know?
I'd like
to know what you know and then what you would like to know.
Okay, so it just randomly came up on my feed about you. You know, the whole wire.
Yeah.
Sneakers hanging from a wire.
Yep.
That's all I know.
Really?
I don't really know the backstory.
Oh, you don't know anything else?
That's it. All I saw was that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it goes way deeper.
Okay, cool. Take us there.
Okay. you must know the deeper
Brian?
story.
Do you know the story?
About you and the pigeon?
And
Dunks?
throwing them up on the telephone pole
No.
reason.
I
Okay.
This is
haven't
great.
even seen it.
This is
Okay,
breaking
cool.
news.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, tee it up. Tell it.
Yeah,
give
so
some
I'll tee it up.
backstory.
So late last year, like I think December, maybe it wasn't even January, I had an idea where I said, I want to take, we now have 7 retail locations across the world, Hong Kong, Shanghai,
Yeah.
New York, right? So my idea was like, wouldn't it be cool if we almost had like some kind of like a bat signal that signaled that you were near the Staples store?
Right.
And I was like, what if I took the Pigeon Dunks and I threw them up on a light post, which is like just on some city shit that used to happen. And so when you saw the Pigeon Dunks dangling from a light post, you would know that you were near the Staples store. And we do that in every city in the world that we're in. I thought that was really cool. Now, Pigeon Dunks, if you would like to check the current price of a Pigeon Dunk, it's 100 racks plus, right? So I'm obviously not buying real Pigeon Dunks and doing that. I'm going to buy fake Alibaba joints and I'm going to do it with those. And I'm going to deliberately choose a light post that is crazy high over a busy intersection so that no one can ever take them down. That was my intention. And that was it, period. That's all I wanted to do. So I did it, threw it up, posted the video. It went crazy.
It did.
It went everywhere. Okay. Then, of course, I underestimated the ingenuity of sneakerheads, especially in New York, because within a few hours, somebody figured out a way to get them without killing themselves, right? So they managed to make this whole contraption ladder,
like Mike shit, where they throw them on the telephone pole.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did.
The laces are tied together.
Yep, that's exactly. And that's what the video is me doing that, tossing them, and I did it in one shot. I was very proud of myself. So then the kid gets them, right, and he shows pictures of them, and now people realize because of the pictures that they're reps.
Yep.
Right. So now people are like, people had different like thoughts, but basically there was a faction of people that were like, obviously they're not going to be the real joints. They're like sitting there being rained on and snowed on, right? Another faction of people thought, very whack. Are you now supporting bootleg sneakers? Are you saying you're for reps by doing this?
They created their own story.
Yeah. And then another faction thought, this is Jeff teasing the fact that Pigeon Dunks are coming back. Okay. So, but there was all this argument, and I've never spoken on this, but my intention was what I just said. I just wanted a symbol that showed you were near a Staples store. Yeah. And that was it. This kid posted them, saw they were fake. He wasn't even mad. In fact, he went on I think it was Complex or something. He went on the comment and he said, you guys can talk whatever you want, but these quote unquote fakes are the most memorable, important shoe in my collection now because of all of this.
Because of all the hype, right?
And so I came back on top. This is the only public statement I ever made. Yeah, exactly. I said in a comment, what difference does it make what factory this came out of and what material it is? Yeah. To this guy, this is his grail. Yeah. This is his Mount Rushmore shoe. That's
the story.
And that's what sneaker culture is fucking all about, by the way.
Story.
Right?
That's the story.
So Bathing Apes came out. Remember the ape?
Yeah.
Apes are fucking bootleg Air Force Ones, but because there's a spin and Nigo and now they're cool. But if you remove Nigo, what's the difference between that and a straight up bootleg? Yeah. Nothing. You know what I mean? So that's all I was trying to say. And that one comment just incited more shit. Yep. And so, that shit went everywhere. But
how recent was this that you did this?
This January. 2 months ago.
Yeah. A few weeks ago.
Well, that was a dope moment in conversation because it was like people create their stories and they create, they fuel the drama.
Yeah.
With the intention just being like, yo, this is my bat signal.
I know.
Going back to your comic book love, bat signal.
Exactly.
So comic books. Yeah. Who's your favorite superhero?
Oof. It's a tie between Punisher and Wolverine.
Classic. I always say if I had an ability to
which one?
To heal.
Wolverine,
to heal because I'm a cancer survivor.
Yes.
And so to be able to rejuvenate and be healed from such a crazy thing like battling cancer.
Yeah.
And that's what Thor's girlfriend, Jane, she's a cancer survivor and battling cancer, but because when she becomes Thor, she's like powerful.
Yeah.
And so that's always resonated with me.
Right.
Being
Who's
a
your
superhero.
all-time favorite superhero, Tab? I don't know if we've ever asked you. Maybe we have. Maybe you've answered it. But
I'm gonna be
CTE,
biased,
so
ladies and gentlemen, because I was able to co-write Werewolf by Night, and it was a indigenous character I created along with B. Earl, my co-writer. His name is Jake Gomez. And it was loosely based on me.
Yeah.
So
besides the one you got to create with Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like taking the Pigeon Dunks.
It's like I couldn't pick my own shoe.
But he did pick his own shoe. So he started with picking his own shoe and then he went elsewhere.
Yeah. So who's your next?
Next one would have to be, I love Miles Morales, dude.
Oh, nice.
I like Peter Parker, but I love,
of course,
what Miles Morales was. Puerto Rican black kid from New York.
Wearing J's.
Yeah. And it was a comic book hero.
Right.
A kid.
Yeah.
Right? And he embodied hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Because his uncle was a graffiti artist, right? So
you could tell by my choices that I have a very petty, dark inner core. That
Punisher?
I'm grappling. Yeah.
It gets pretty dark.
Yeah, I'm that's me because Tony Stark is mine.
Yeah.
And I'm just like his dark humor, just like it resonates with me. He's just like he's an empath who's also an asshole.
That's
and I love that.
Yeah.
I would say for this show, that is a holy grail for me to one day, not only for Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., but for what he did in Weird Science, because I love that movie. He was great in Weird Science. He was the antagonist.
And talk about comeback stories. I don't know if you heard about where Robert Downey Jr. was.
Down and out.
Pre-Iron Man 1.
Yeah, dude.
It was over.
Shout out to Jon Favreau.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And Kevin Feige.
Yep, Kevin Feige. Yo, you coined the term jean lay. Can you talk about jean lay?
Jean lay, definition, adjective. It is the effect that your pants have when you wear certain shoes and how they hit the tongue and the heel.
Oh, how it lays on your shoe.
Yes.
How the jean lays on your shoe. And I called it the jean lay.
Can we see your shoe, B? How it lays, the threes? Oh,
stand
you don't
up.
have jeans
Can you
on.
stand up?
Let me see.
I'm going to rate your jean lay right now. Oh, no, it was better when you had the tongue out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you need the tongue out.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good jean lay,
That
right?
is good jean
The
lay.
other side, to me, not so good jean lay. But then again, the kids today are doing the whole droopy all over, like almost like bell bottoms.
Yeah,
over.
kind of like Jenko jeans.
Yeah, Jinko jeans, exactly.
Back to that era in a heartbeat, bro.
Oh,
that mid-90s
Yeah,
era
exactly.
of just like super baggy jeans. I never got into the fucking tight jean era.
yeah.
No, me
Where your
neither.
balls are sticking to your legs.
And you got to roll, you got to peel them off your body. No,
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm like,
Speaking
nah.
about eras, I'm a big hip hop head. Before we became popular, we grew up as sons of Tribe and De La. Tribe or De La.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me is inching towards De La. It just is. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Who had the bigger hits?
Tribe had the
Tribe.
bigger hits. Tribe
All
has
day.
commercially got to be way bigger.
More viable.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from De La because I love Paz and Maceo, and rest in peace to Dave.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like awareness,
Yeah.
and luckily Paz and Mace and Dave got to work with the Gorillas, which brought them into a little bit more mainstream
Yeah.
conversation.
Yep.
They still get to tour.
Yeah.
We lost Five Dog, we lost Dave, so Tribe.
Very mirrored in that way.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
And didn't De La just get like their rights to stream
They
recently?
did.
Like up
They
until
did.
like 2 years ago, you couldn't stream De La.
Yeah,
So
because
there's
of
a
the-
whole generation that doesn't know what De La
Exactly,
is. Yeah.
because of the samples. They sampled a lot, and a lot of those were like not clear.
That happened with a lot of artists. I mean, it wasn't until like 2 years ago where you couldn't stream Aaliyah either. A lot of her music was
Wow.
unstreamable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I want to
I'm a huge
I want
I'm
to
a
say
huge hip-hop
something
head, too.
about Jeff. In addition to his work as a creative, Jeff is a trusted voice in the business world. Frequent moderator, lecturer, keynote speaker, industry panels and conferences. And it's important for me to say this because when you're able to be creative and have the platform to give a voice to the next generation, you're able to be a motivation to a lot of Asian kids, Latino kids that may see us as people of color.
Yeah.
Working with the Nikes of the world and the Jordans of the world and North Face
Mm-hmm.
and see, hey, I can attain to be that one day.
Yep.
Let's speak about that because I think it's important for us as voices to advocate for the youth and the 7 generations and the next generations that
Yeah.
are to come.
What it really comes down to is like gatekeeping in a way.
Correct.
Because a lot of people in the industry, as you know in your industry too, will reach a level of success and they won't share the codes of how they got there, right? And for me, the way I've always thought about it, I don't know why, I just felt like street culture, sneaker culture, fashion is such a small boat that if we don't have rising tides, like I'm not going to survive either. Like I need, but trust me, I'm mad, petty, capitalistic, and competitive. But in order to dominate and crush competition, I need competition.
Of course.
I can't be the only man out here doing this thing. So I need all of y'all to come on so that I can show you how dope I am.
Correct.
Right?
And
it's a competitive thing.
It's a competitive thing. And it's also like, you don't want to have the crabs in a bucket mentality where you're like, everybody's, bringing you down when we can actually advocate for each other and be in solidarity and come up together. I think the cheat code is something that the codes is something that I hear Pharrell talking about a lot.
Yeah.
Let's exchange codes.
Well, the thing is, if you're confident in your skills, I could give you the whole manual and I'm not threatened by you because by the time you've read the manual, I've written chapter 2.
Correct.
You know, it's like if you take a chef that you love, the chef can give you the whole fucking recipe. you're not going to make the dish like the chef made it.
Yeah.
There's a magic in his hands. I believe there's a magic in my eye and my hand that I can do it. So I don't mind sharing all the codes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, I actually think it's detrimental if I'm that guy that's like, nah, you go away.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like,
well, that's important because I take it back to sports. When the All-Star game happened and Kobe was checking Jordan and Jordan was like, you reach, I teach. And he was kind of putting on to game, and Kobe's like, yo, when you do that fadeaway, like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
MJ could have been like, nah, I'm MJ. But he's like, you know what? This is probably the heir to me as the next guard.
Beautifully said. The you reach, I teach, set out of context is a mentoring statement.
Correct.
But in that statement, when he said it, it was also like a low-key diss. But the way MJ put it, well, because you're right, he saw that you are next.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you read, I will teach. And I'm going to show you how it's done now.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how, and you're going to perfect it to always be
do it better than me one day. Yeah.
And we always talk about A and B, right?
Yeah.
Like 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Because MJ came first, but Kobe was always right there with him.
Yeah.
In a sense of competitiveness, sometimes to his own detriment, because he was so freaking like, oh, I'm not your friend. I'm a killer. I'm going to run through your chest, even if you're on my team.
Yes.
Paul Gasol.
Yes.
Right? So that energy has always been something that has been like, even though we're competitive, we know that respect
Yep.
and solidarity.
And you know, I'm what's known as like Gen 2 street culture. There was a generation of street culture before me, right?
Correct.
And I remember when I was coming up, I mean, you got to imagine, like, let's say I'm trying to make 36 t-shirts, right? There was no Amazon print on demand or like Zazzle, you know, like it was hard to make a t-shirt. And so for me to be like, where do I get blanks? Where do I get labels? How do I make a silk screen? These are all questions that I had no idea. There was no Google, no internet. I'm so dating myself right now. I feel so washed.
It's cool,
but
dude.
no internet. So I had to ask people. And the Gen 1 streetwear people were like, nah, you're good. You don't need to know.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And maybe in some sense, I'm glad they did that because I did figure it out, obviously. But I never wanted to be that person that was like, nah, you could figure it out. Like, it's a difference. Here's all my peoples, you know?
Well, that's why it was so dope to see. Like, I grew up in the 80s seeing Dapper Dan being such a stamp in hip hop culture, where there was Eric B and Rakim rocking the Gucci and the MCM and all these amazing artists going to Dapper Dan, who was a part of a small mom and pop shop.
Yeah.
But you knew that in hip hop, he was supporting the artist.
Absolutely, yeah.
To fast forward to Gucci seeing how much influence he had, they couldn't deny it, even though they're like, yo, you got to stop, bootlegging our shit.
Yep.
But in actuality, he was coming up with better shit than Gucci.
Yeah, and they had to recognize.
They had to recognize. They had to give him his flowers.
Exactly.
So.
And put him in a whole campaign and everything.
Correct.
Yep.
What age were you when you first started doing what you did? What was your first big break? And then how did you parlay that into all the shit you did? Like, how did you get in bed with Nike?
Right. Okay.
Like,
I mean, the thing is, I'm a very late bloomer. So like going to high school and even into college, my first college was New York University. And I was a journalism major. So even then I had no inkling of becoming a creative or a designer or an artist at all. Then while I was attending NYU, I was doing these random jobs, and I got a random job as a data entry clerk at a graphic design studio. And that was the first time I saw people making money from doing graphics. And I was like, whoa, this is interesting. I didn't even know this was a job. Yeah. I literally didn't know you could make money from like creation, you know? So I tried to take classes at NYU. They didn't have classes. And then I transferred, but lost all my credits and went to Parsons School of Design.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned about art and design. And it was there that I was hand printing the first ever staple t-shirts, but not because I wanted to start a brand, because I just wanted to like print my ideas on a t-shirt. I thought it was a dope canvas to do that with. And I remember one of the first stores that I ever sold to, you remember Babito Garcia?
Of course.
He had a store in New York that was like just some little brands, vinyl records, a couple of sneakers and stuff. And I really wanted my brand. I felt like if I could get staple into Babito's store, it was like an I made it point, you know, because Bob
cosign
was that guy, you know what I mean?
Stretch and Babito.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And the other thing is I got an internship then at a record label called Raucous Records.
I remember Raucous, bro. We did the, we used to do Lyricist Lounge.
Oh, I did the Lyricist Lounge cover.
Yeah, we used to always do that.
So sick.
90s,
yeah. Sound bombing, Lyricist Lounge. I mean, Black Star, of course. You know, Company Flow.
Eminem was on that before Eminem he became Eminem.
Eminem was on the B side of a DJ Spinna 12-inch.
I remember that,
I designed. And I remember designing the album. I was like, who's MNM?
Right.
You know?
Did he have My Name Is, or that was before? That was when he was doing the
It was
freestyles?
before. Yeah, it was before. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was doing T-shirts, selling them to the local shops, designing different logos for different companies. Remember Subculture Magazine?
Yes.
I was the designer for Subculture Magazine. So I was just doing freelance jobs here and there. And then I finally got the gig at Fader, a big role. Fader
shout out to Fader.
Yes, shout out Rob Stone, rest in peace, John Cohen, Cornerstone. That was a big publication because it was global, and they allowed me to really put a lot of my influence into that. So there was gaming, toys, comics, everything was in there. It wasn't just a regular music industry magazine. And so I pitched to Rob Stone, rest in peace again. I said, there's this phenomenon happening, Rob, where like kids in Japan will take sneakers that only came out in Japan, come to America and sell them for a little bit of a markup. And then kids in Baltimore, New York, and Philly will take Air Force Ones, bring them to Japan and sell them for a markup. Yeah. I was defining resale without the word yet being invented, right? Because again, this is 98, okay? And I was like, what I want to know, Rob, is does Nike or Nike Japan understand that this is happening? If so, why are they letting it happening? Yeah. If so, why aren't they addressing it? Right? And he's like, that is an interesting story. I was like, cool. Send me to Japan and I'll do the interview with Nike Japan. Dope. I didn't know a single person.
Of course.
Right? And
he's just like, a young kid.
Trying to figure this shit out. Right. Okay. He's like, go ahead, go to Japan. I'll pay for it. So I go to Japan, hit the ground running. I have copies of the Fader on me. And I'm literally walking into sneaker stores saying like, I make this magazine. Who sells you Nikes? They'd introduce me to a sales rep. I'd go to the sales rep, say the same thing. He'd introduce me to a VP, GM. And I kept working my way up this investigative ladder. Yeah. Finally, I get to the top dog at Nike Japan who decides what gets made into a limited edition Nike. Okay. And this guy's name is Marcus. So I sit down, interview Marcus. Great interview. He gives me all the gems. And after the interview, he's like, so wait, like, so you have this brand called Staple. You design this magazine, but you also write articles for it, and you're a sneakerhead? We need to fucking work together. And I was like, fuck yeah, we do. He's like, we got to get you to Beaverton ASAP. So that was the first lead in to my relationship with Nike. But again, what I like to tell younger people is that like every kid now is like, yo, let me get a collab. I'm talented. Like I didn't say it like that. Like I knew I was talented and I was showing it through my work, but it happened organically by me chasing this very personally passionate thing for me. So it's a cliche, but the best way to get noticed is to just do you.
Yeah. Yeah. I stay away from anybody I have people in my DMs all the time because of what we do. I need a podcast.
That's the worst way to start.
I block them immediately, literally, because I'm like, you want me to put you on before you put yourself on.
Yeah.
You want me to do the work for you because you think that's not enough. You got to go figure it out. Like what your story is.
Yeah.
Me, I had to figure it out too. I had to go in there. You can't skip the process.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't skip it. It's mandatory, especially if you want to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can't skip it.
People don't want to be sold to. They want to buy something.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
They want to buy into what you're,
Marcus
who you
was
are.
Like, wow, what? Tell me about this now. And that's how it happened. It was sick. Yeah.
That's dope. Talking about the podcast, people like a Marcus saw something in you. Bryant saw something in me to be like, oh, you know what? There's something dope about when you talk about sneakers and toys and, your love for nostalgia. Like there's something there. We don't know what it is yet. And in my mind, I never thought like a podcast because I was just like, oh, I like being on podcasts, but I never thought being a host.
Yeah.
So when B was like, Tab, like there's something there, let's figure it out. It was like my aha moment to be like, wow, I don't want to sell myself like that, but this is where I geek out.
Yeah.
When we're talking about G.I. Joe and Voltron and Robotech.
Thundercat.
When we're talking about that, those are the moments that he captured and he saw, wait, there's a demographic for this.
Yes.
Let me fine tune this and really figure out how we can make this something that can be viable, that can be a marathon, not a sprint, and really build something that I'm really invested in. Yeah. So
as long as you enjoy it, that's the secret.
And I enjoy having you as a friend. I can call you a friend now. Yeah. The high five solidified it for us. So I want to say on behalf of Taboo's Comics and Kicks, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We love all your genius and all your effort, and we can't see what's coming in the future. By the way, what's coming in the future for Jeff Staple?
More retail stores. You know, I'm really gung-ho on opening up just staple stores all around the world. 2027 next year is the 30th anniversary of me founding the brand.
Hey.
So, yes.
People don't understand how fucking hard that is. So that's big flowers.
It is, dude. It is.
You know what though? I have to say half of my brain is like, that's insane. Like, Jeff, you're stupid. Honestly, like, I know it's incredible. 30 years, if you had a laundromat for 30 years, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But to have a streetwear brand that caters to youth culture for 3 decades,
you have to keep reinventing yourself.
There's kids that work for me right now that say, you know why I work here? Because my dad fucks with you hard. And I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but it's a beautiful...
It's a compliment.
It's generational. Well, you know, it's become this thing.
One of the cohesive themes that I got to say, every guest that's been on our show, whether they're doing Comic-Con or they have their own, you know, brand or film, they always talk about generational. It's like a father and a kid, they always show up for the Comic-Con signing or they watch the movie and they're fans. So it's something to say when you have generational, you know, support and love. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jeff Staple. That's right, y'all. It's Taboo Nawasha, and I hope you enjoyed geeking out with me and going straight into geek mode. For more information, for more videos, subscribe, like, and comment. Share it with your friends. Much love. There it is.